The strongest, worst generation members. The worst generation is made up of the 11 Supernovas, the super rookies from Sabaody when it was introduced, and Blackbeard. A lot of people don't understand this, but Blackbeard is a worst generation member. I have to tell you guys, because people always comment to me, Blackbeard is not a worst generation member. He is a part of the worst generation members. And when it comes to power scaling and ranking them, this video is going to be a top 12. So I'll be ranking them from 12 to 1, which I believe is the weakest to the strongest. This list can be total BS because we haven't seen none of these guys actually, like, unless Luffy, maybe one of those guys, we've seen him actually put in work, but everyone else hasn't really tried. Law is another person that we've seen him go out. So we have to see more of these characters show their power. So it's going to be really difficult for me to rank them, but it's just going to be a lot of storytelling and many other factors that I'm going to put into effect when discussing who is the strongest of the worst generation. I want to give anime onlys a chance to watch this video. So when you hear me say spoiler alert, I will put this spoiler picture that will tell people that I'm talking about manga spoilers, so you can mute the video, and when that spoiler picture is gone, you can unmute the videos to hear what I have to say, because I don't want to be disrespectful, because I've noticed a lot of anime onlys feel left out. So I'm gonna give you guys that warning. You can mute the video when I talk about the spoilers, but with the worst generation, there's some characters that I have to talk about spoiler events. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That mad D. Nah, I don't want to go. Number 12, Capone Gang BJ. Yes, the man who is rocking the Mafia gang. And the reason why I have Capone as the weakest, some people might get angry at me. First thing first, his Delphi ability in pre-time skip, I was like, he pre-time skip, I did not have Capone as the weakest because I thought his Delphi ability is very unique. It can come to really affect, but the new world, like I told many times, hockey's a big thing, and I'm not too sure how it's going to be into effect. He's definitely going to have hockey, because I feel like every single worst generation is going to have hockey, but I don't know how effective it's going to be with his Delphi, but he's definitely a guy whose his Delphi can be hacked, and we're seeing some things. Spoiler alert, like I told you guys, I'm putting the spoiler picture right now, but Capone, he took out Peckham's. Peckham's was something that people are hyping up. People are like, Capone is top 5 strongest Supernovas because our worst generation because he took out Peckham's. But then he took out Peckham's when he shot him in the back, and he still even couldn't finish him off after he shot him in the back. And Peckham's was disrespecting him earlier on, like, you're a rookie, get the hell out of here. So Peckham's himself thought he was above Capone. So it shows that why does Peckham think that? What happened between Capone and one of the fighters that he lost to when he tried to infiltrate Big Mom's territory, because we know Capone lost and immediately went under Big Mom. I also want to say this: Nekomamushi, Sanji felt an aura, and Capone looked back and saw Nekomamushi, and he bounced. It shows you that we're seeing Capone, he's a very smart character, and he can gauge on which battles he should fight and which battles he should not. We've seen it with Caesar, like we have Prison Stone shooters when he didn't have it. So I think Capone, personally, I'm putting him as the weakest worst generation member. Number 11, Bonnie. Yes, you anime only are probably back because the spoiler tag is gone, but I want to say this: Jewelry Bonnie, she had some tough luck, and the biggest thing we have to talk about is the Blackbeard situation. But it's Blackbeard. He just had the girl under me from Whitebeard, which he took. So like, what is Jewelry Bonnie supposed to do? Like, she was easily overmatched by Blackbeard, and she even, after the post-time skip, she lost her whole crew. Now she's like a lone wolf, but her power, her Delphi was very hacked, just like Capone. Her power is very hacked, and when it came to Capone and her, I'll be honest here, we haven't seen anything from both characters, but I feel like since Bonnie's gonna have so much importance when it comes to the story, I had to give her some edge when it comes. It could be biased, you could say I'm biased for saying that, but the Akainu situation, the whole crying, the Marine Force situation, people have been linking her to Big Mom, which I've seen. People have been linking her to the Gorosei. She's linked to many things, so I definitely had to I'll give her a little nudge over Capone. Number 10 is something that I'm very, like, I thought I would never do this because he's one of my favorite worst generation members. I made a list about this prior, putting him way high on my list. I put him at like number 6 or 5, but Capone, Apu, my bad. Apu, I'm putting Scratchman Apu, check it out, at number 10. The reason why I put Apu at number 10 is because the whole, he has had moments where, like, he's not afraid to go and try to attack an admiral, even though he knows the admiral's way stronger than him, and he got wrecked. But he still, at that moment, he was the one who did the best against the admiral Kizaru. But then later on, he's running away from boars. Spoiler alert for you anime onlys. I'm putting the spoiler tag now, but yeah, Capone had the whole situation post time skip with the sweet commander of Big Mom's pirates. But I do think that during the time that Brule said during the time skip, Apu lost. So I think Apu lost early on in the time skip before it was right now, because I feel like Apu is way stronger than he was pre-time skip. So I feel like maybe in the 1 year passed and then he lost, or I had 6 months passed and then he lost. But I feel like Apu did not lose as of now because he has no recent injuries. He doesn't have recent injuries. But I do want to say this: he's under Kaido right now, and when he said Kaido-sama, I got chills, dude, because I was like, yo, this is one of my favorite characters. He's now pretty much a lackey on Kaido, but yo, I'm telling you right now, yo, I'm still have hope that Apu will rise and shine, and he'll get a shining moment and make me look dumb, because I want Apu to be very strong. Like I said, I have a bias for him. He's one of my favorite characters, but I gotta put him at number 10. I'm sorry, my man Apu. Number 9 is Arujo, the Mad Monk. Arujo, I'm not gonna lie, pre-time skip he was impressive. I saw what he did to the Pacifista once, because he was getting beat up by the Pacifista, and then out of nowhere he gets a huge power up and gets so strong, and he actually punches the Pacifista, gives him that work. But then after the Pacifista lasers him, and then Kizaru wrecks him, but Kizaru wrecks everybody. So Arujo, he was impressing me. His power has to do with karma, which is really unique, and I want to know what more he can do with that power. Pre-time skip I had him as the weakest supernova, because I didn't know, this might be a little thing, because I didn't know what he can do with his dull fruit. But post-time skip, I've always said that I always had Arujo above Capone and Bonnie, because I feel like Arujo with Haki is very well. Ornament Haki with Arujo, it's very well with his dull fruit. It's compatible really nicely, so I thought Arujo would be sick with it. But then I have to talk about the spoilers, and I'm putting a spoiler tag now for you anime onlys. Arujo has become everybody's top number 1, number 2, number 3 worst generation member. And even though I was an early guy who liked Arujo and had the hype, I can't go through the bandwagon, because you know why? Arujo's injuries are recent. Yes, his injuries are recent. So when Apu, Capone lost, we can guess that they lost during the time skip, like early on in the time skip. Apu, we can guess that he lost maybe like a couple weeks ago. Like he might have lost a couple weeks ago, and we know his power has to do with karma, so he probably took a lot of damage from the Sweet Commander, and then boom, surprised him and then wrecked him. And we've seen with Luffy, he took out Cracker destroyed Arujo right after. That's what it's been stated. So Arujo might have been tired, but still, I'm not on that Arujo bandwagon just yet. I need to see what actually happened, how strong was the Sweet Commander, but I'm putting him at number 9, which is above Apu. I had Apu above him before, so I'm putting Arujo at number 9. I might get flack for this, but this is my list, yo, dude. I'm sorry, dudes. Number 8, yes, you anime onlys are probably back. Even sometimes I think some of you anime onlys just quit the video because there's too many spoilers. But Killer, I'm putting Killer at number 8. And the reason why I'm putting Killer at number 8, first of all, he went to the New World Gym, because he is straight D's, yo. You saw the muscles that he gained ever since pre-time skip, and we seen Killer in the pre-time skip. He was going at it with Arujo, so he had the confidence of fighting some of these captains, and as expected, he's the right-hand man of this guy with the most bounty. I know bounties, people get angry when I bring up bounty, but it's something like Oda did give Kid the highest bounty pre-time skip. Yes, there was a situation of Kid actually hurting civilians, but Oda did that for a reason. He has a strong role in the series, and I feel like Killer's strong role in the series will be to fight Zorro, Rono, or Zorro. So I think that I gotta give Killer some respect, in which I think he's gonna be a strong opponent. Like I said, I always said that Killer's mid-tier worst generation. I always give him that respect. Some people disagree with me, but yeah, I'm giving Killer that respect. Even though Arujo was getting the hype, I'm sorry guys, I gotta give Killer that respect. Number 7, I believe I have Rono or Zorro, and people are probably gonna dislike the video now because this is the whole Zorro. What? Zorro at number 7? Yo, I put Zorro above Capone, Bonnie, Apu, Arujo, and Killer. That's 5 worst generation members, and he's the right hand man of someone. So I'm giving the respect to Zorro. Don't think I'm not giving respect, but I think at end of story, Zorro will be in the top tier worst generation. I definitely think he's gonna be top 5, top 4 worst generation at the end of the story, around that area. But now I'm putting him safely at number 7. I want to give these other worst generations, like, I feel like it's good that it'll be a mixture of power level. And Zorro, even though he hasn't gone full on out, I feel like he's kind of been gonna be matched up against Killer. We all know that he's gonna be matched up against Killer in the Kid versus Luffy fight, which is destined. Nobody can go against that. It's gonna happen. So for him to be on the level of Kid already, and he's going to fight Killer, is like, whoa, that's gonna be kind of crazy, you know. But I feel like he's close to that top tier level, but I have him like upper mid tier. Some people might get angry, but this is my opinion. Sorry, I just made a Zorro law video. I made a how strong is this Zorro video. I've done a lot of Zorro videos talking about strength, and I can finally deal with it now that people are gonna hate me for saying this. Number 6, and before I talk about number 6, I want to say this. There's characters that have been talked about that Oda has talked about specifically, and these characters I think had 2 moments. The characters were Hawkins, Xrake, Law, Kid, Luffy, and Blackbeard was included at one time. But yeah, these characters all grouped up when talking about the worst generation. And I'm thinking, why does Oda keep on highlighting these characters? I feel like all these characters, the reason why I put them in my top echelons in the rankings, because I feel like Oda is giving some sort of indication these guys are like right now, they're gonna be the guys who get the most hype when it comes to power levels. I could be wrong, but I feel like Oda's showing us this. Who knows? But when it comes to 6, I'm putting Hawkins at number 6. The thing is crazy because I had Hawkins and Apu pretty much at the same level. I used to argue people that Apu was stronger than Hawkins, but recently I've started to agree that Hawkins is a devastating guy when it comes to his powers, his abilities. What he looked really impressive against Kizaru. Like, he was badass what he was doing, and in the future I feel like Hawkins is gonna get mad hype. And what his Delphi is, it's something that it's very unique, I should say, very unique, and I want to see more on what he's gonna explore with his Delphi, but I'm putting Hawkins at number 6. Number 5, Xrake, and the reason why I have to put Xrake at number 5, that man's a T-Rex, yo. And people have been hating on Xrake because he's a T-Rex, but he's a T-Rex. Yeah, he's ferocious right there. Probably he's a prehistoric animal that's one of the strongest, yo. So if you were hyped about Lucci and his Dull Fruit, this is Xrake's a T-Rex. So like I said, he former Rear Admiral, had a lot of power in the Sabaody arc, wrecking that pacifist, even though he got taken out. He didn't get taken out, but he got hit too and then transformed back. But then the hype of Xrake when he stopped Arujo and Killer fighting, and then Law's like, how many people have you killed, Xrake? Xrake has been hyped up pre-time skip. Post-time skip, we know he went to attack Kaido's guy. I forgot his name. What was his name again? I forgot the guy's name, but he was the leader of the base, of Kaido's base. So yeah, Xrake has a plan, and I definitely think he's getting hyped up. And it is confirmed that Xrake is under Kaido. We know he took out Caribou in the cover story, so definitely Xrake is gonna have a future role in the Wano arc, and it's to be expected. Number 4, I have Law. I've always said that Law is one of the top tier worst generation. Oda highlighted him with Luffy and Eustace Kid for a reason. Pre-time skip, post-time skip, we see some devastating stuff, taking out Smoker, a vice admiral that was really respected, taking out Virgo with pretty much ease, showing his devastating DC destructive capability. And in Dressrosa, it did show me that Luffy, I had to put Luffy above Law, and I feel like Kid is kind of destined to be above Law too. I've made a whole video about this, so check out the video, Kid vs Luffy. Go back to my videos, it's recent. So but I have to put Law here. Some people will put Law as number 3, but I have to put him number 4 for the safe decision, just my opinion. Number 3, Eustace Kid, the man who pretty much everybody's called Eustace L Kid. The trend on D Luffy, Eustace L Kid. Eustace Kid has taken a lot of L's, but the L's are kind of justifiable, and people get mad when I say this, but think about it. Let's just talk about more Eustace Kid's character. Now, pre-time skip, we know he was hyped up with Law, Luffy, and like it was kind of destined, like him and Luffy are gonna go at it. He was obsessed with Luffy, always talking about him, and we've seen situations where he rushed into the new world, and that he's like kind of his character is like a crazy dude, kind of like Luffy too, but like in an evil sense. So I definitely think Kid was hyped up. But I gotta talk about the spoiler warnings. Yes, spoiler warnings for everybody out there. Eustace Kid took a lot of L's, and the L's I can talk about is the Big Mom Sweet Commander. He lost to one of the Sweet Commanders, but I said many times his injuries are not recent. His injuries are from a while back. He lost an arm and scars from a while back. I think it's when he first became in the New World. He was crucifying people, so I think he went to Big Mom's territory with ignorance and got wrecked. That's my personal opinion. Some people might disagree, but that's my opinion, and that's why I don't really care about the L with Big Mom Sweet Commander. The Big Mom Sweet Commander is giving Luffy trouble, and I think it's stronger than Luffy right now. The Cracker was stronger than Luffy, even though he got wrecked. So I gotta give my opinion on that situation. But I also do want to say this. Yes, the Kaido L. What can he do? What could Kid do in the Kaido L? Like, are you serious? Like, are you? It's Kaido. It's like Luffy's getting needs help against a young commander. Kid lost to a Kaido, a Yonko himself. So I gotta give Kid, he's destined to fight Luffy. He's kind of been shown as one of the upper echelons worst generation. He takes L's, but I still have hope and faith in Kid. I might be looked dumb, but I'm taking my guts on this one. I'm choosing with my guts, my heart. Number 2, obviously I'm gonna say Luffy, Gear Force. I don't need to even go further into this. Luffy has shown that he is until I actually see some things from other Worst Generation members, I gotta give it to Luffy. Some people have been saying Arujo is stronger than Luffy. I've said it many times. Yo, Arujo's dog fruit. That he can do that to a lot of people with the karma stuff, returning it. It could do with that, but I gotta give Luffy that props. And just to talk about some things when it comes to fights, I do think, I have a whole video talking about how strong is Luffy, so I'm not going to go too in depth why I think Luffy is the strongest out of the Supernovas pre-time skip, but I do want to say he's the second strongest for me, Worst Generation. That's it. I'm going to say Gear 4th. Number 1, Blackbeard. He became a Yonko. I'm not even going to go further into this. I've been talking about all these other Worst Generation members. If you don't have Blackbeard as number 1, I want to come here. I should slap you across your face. Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach, the man with the Yami Yami no Mi and the Gur no Mi. Take this out. Take this out if you don't have Blackbeard as number 1. If someone says Zorro in the comment section, I will choke you. But I started for getting aggressive. I have Blackbeard as number 1. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. This video was a long one and I was rambling, and I know it's gonna be tough to edit because there's a lot of things I said that I gotta take out, but I wanted to say this: like and share if you enjoy, like and share only if you enjoy, and subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the LegendMac and I'm gone.